look good. You looking at yourself, so we look good.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Welcome back to the Sester podcast. Period. I'm Jalen.
And I'm Interia.
Get comfortable.
Get comfortable. Because we got a lot to say.
Period. Period. So normally we like to start with a song. And I'm gonna be honest, I ain't got one. And I really wish I had something to give to y'all, but really how I'm feeling is I need y'all to give me a song. So leave it in the comments. What's your song that has gotten you through? Because I don't know, it's just, well, first of all, it's a new year. So I'm very grateful that we have made it to see a new year. That's a pretty big deal because there are a lot of people who can't say that. I really wish I had a song for y'all, but I don't. And that's okay. Today, we're gonna talk. I don't really know what about.
Use us, Lord.
I think that I'm just gonna start with this.
Okay.
I feel like lately I have been trying to really just hone in on who it is that I want to be. Like, who am I outside of my job? Who am I outside of my marriage? Who am I outside of my friendships? Like, who is Jalen?
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody asks me that right now, I don't really have an answer. So I think, well, let me ask you, like, what is something that you feel like you did to find who Interior really was?
If you would asked me that last year or a couple months ago, I probably would have had an answer for you, but now I just feel like I'm different.
Yeah.
Even just going in, what were you, like 3 weeks in? And so much has happened in these 3 weeks to the point where I was just like, I don't know. I can't even.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I don't know. I feel like I'm still learning myself. Or learning, not even myself, but just who God wants me to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know, like, coming into this new year, like, I really just heard God just saying more and more and more. And I wasn't, like, really sure.
What
of course, like, you're not always sure, like, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew that it was going to shift some things. Like, in order to get more,
yeah,
you gotta let go of some things. You gonna have to put in more work.
In order to get more, you gotta do more.
You gotta do more.
Yeah.
And I feel like of course I want more, but I don't think I really like understood like what it really came with.
Mm-hmm.
And I started just like trying to put, I guess, me trying to have everything figured out. I feel like I kind of pushed God to the back burner instead of, just allowing him to do his job. I was trying to just figure out like, what is the more, like what exactly you want from me, God. But I feel like it's kind of been a tactic of the enemy. Like, I haven't been enjoying like
anything.
Anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, like.
And it's crazy that you said that too, because I was gonna say immediately when you said more, I thought of more Jesus, less me. Like, I feel like, you know how people in church, like older Christians, I'm talking about like them grandmamas with the peppermints in their purse, they talk about like how, God will remove everything and everybody from your life and you have no choice but to focus on him.
Depend on him.
Because that's all you have. And so I think for me, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm not working and some other things going on, so I don't have anything to like hide behind. Like, I'm not able to you know, like go get my hair done and buy new makeup and get my nails done and go get pedicures and go buy clothes. All the stuff that I used to do that made me feel like me, I can't do those things right now. And so I'm kind of having to sit with myself and
really learn yourself.
Really like who are you even without all that stuff? Because that stuff it's gonna come back. I'm gonna be able to do it again at some point. But right now, who are you without all of that stuff? Without, you know, maybe even seeing your friends as much as you want to, because you don't have the funds to participate in the stuff they want to do. Like, if somebody called me right now and be like, hey, let's go get drinks, my drinks is on that rent that we just paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't right now, friend. And that'll make you lose some people, because they like, oh, she ain't never, you know, she don't never want to go nowhere anyway. Or I feel like it also makes you realize like who really in your corner, because not that I expect people to pay for me and just be like, oh girl, I got you, but I mean, just ask more questions like, is everything okay, friend? Like, you good? You know, do y'all need anything or whatever? But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, like you know, I just been trying to like find me, like who is me even. And even in like all of the things that I say I want to do as far as like business and, you know, entrepreneurship and all of that, I feel like I'll be so excited about an idea or a brand name or a color scheme or whatever, and then I go with it for a couple of weeks, and then I'll be like, this don't feel right. This ain't it.
This ain't what I thought it was supposed to be.
And
it's like it's not giving.
It's not, and I feel like that's because I keep trying to do what I see other people do instead of doing what I want to do. And I'm so afraid of doing what I really want to do, because the gag is I don't even know what that is. So I'm trying to, you know, work through all that and just figure it out, because I don't know, I feel like when you be on social media and you see everybody, literally everybody is the exact same. Everybody is the same. All the aesthetics are the same. What's another name people always using? Like some Nicole or something Glamazon, like just all the stuff. And there's no shade to those people, because they have built their platforms on, you know, those names or whatever, and that's what felt right for them, so that's what they did. But just for me, like, I'm not a Glamazon, I'm not a Nicole, I'm not a Ann, whatever. I'm a Jalen, and I'm trying to let that be enough.
And it is like coming back down the road, I swear, like, my car is like my safe haven. Like, I swear I hear the most in the car. And you know how sometimes like you just get wrapped up on doing something, and I'm that person, like, I don't feel productive without doing something. And I feel like that is so toxic.
It is.
Like, why can't me being here and being thankful and like just experiencing this apartment, like, why is that not enough for me? You know, God is so good, but sometimes we base like his goodness on me getting a new job, me getting a promotion, me being able to do this and do that. But no, like, me being here in my same mind compared to like all of the stuff I've been through, just to say like I'm still here, I'm still sane. That is big.
It is. And
that is enough, and that is a reason to be proud of yourself, because you don't look like what you've been through. Like, it did not take you out, and yeah, you might not be where you thought you should be, but sometimes like we literally have to just sit back and be like, thank you, God. Like just so simple. Like,
we make it harder than
I was listening to the sermon that I sent you, and it was just like, it's so much importance in a closed door.
Ooh.
Like, I feel like we get so wrapped around things not working out how we want it to work, or
feeling like you missed something. You missing out on something that's behind that door that was closed.
Exactly, but you never know, like, literally, like, that test you didn't pass, that job you didn't get. Like, God is, first of all, God's plan is so much bigger than our own. Like, it's a reason. like he probably was protecting you for something that you don't even know.
And that's where the faith comes in, because I feel like I don't know who told us we supposed to know exactly why something happens or why we're going through a certain situation, but that's never been, you know what I'm saying, that's nowhere in the Bible. Nowhere in the Bible do it say that. So it's like we be so fixated on like, why is this happening, or why didn't I get what I wanted or what I asked for, and then you start blaming God instead of, like you said, sitting back and, you know, just being grateful for him obviously protecting you from something. Because you didn't get that job, maybe because that company finna go under, they gonna have to fire people anyway. So how would you have felt if you got that job, fell in love with it, worked for 3 weeks, and then got fired? Exactly. God knew you couldn't take that. Exactly. And that's not saying you weak or anything, but why would he do you like that?
That's so. And then just, I don't know, like taking a back, like I feel like these last 3 weeks I like just been focusing on the bad, and this ain't working out, this ain't working out, this ain't working out. And it's a person that I always love to listen to, and she always basically say, like, when you going through, stop focusing on yourself, help other people, because the enemy will make you feel
that's good.
For real, like the enemy will make you feel like your life is just, there ain't no coming back from this. And it could be something big, it could be something small, but if you just sitting there just spiraling like me, how about you focus on, or this is what I've been focusing, especially in these last 3 days, like just focusing on how, like, God, how do you want to use me? How can I use my pain right now to help somebody else?
Oof.
Just how?
Yeah, I know y'all was logging on to a sermon.
Listen, I feel like I have been drugged all the way around this apartment. And it's just like, I just been like literally just wallowing in my own whatever. Because at the end of the day, I'm fine. Like, I'm breathing. God has like made ways, even when things are just falling, around me, like how can I put this energy into something good?
And things may be falling. I think that's the perspective, like
that it's
falling, but it's falling into place.
Hey, falling into place. Like, just for instance, like right now I'm in between jobs. Like I got 1 more week on this job, and usually sometimes I'll have I'm contracted working, so usually I would have something lined up, or I would say, okay, let me save this amount of money because this amount of time that I need to take off, or I want to take off, or just to take whatever. Like last year I had surgery, so I was able to plan it around then. But this time it's just like, okay, nothing really seems appealing to me. Like the prices ain't right. Like it got to be worth me leaving home for, me leaving my husband for, and it just hasn't been given. And I found myself just getting so anxious, like, oh my God, I don't have a job lined up. But what if God, like, I need a rest? Like,
cause you weren't gonna do it on your own.
Like, what if he just haven't put it in line for me, or haven't allowed it to work out, just because maybe you need to take some time out for yourself.
Yeah, sit down somewhere.
For real, because literally, when I tell you, I don't even know what day it was, but literally me and my friends had Sunday dinner because my friend was leaving. And like literally I had tears in my eyes, and they knew like something was wrong. And she was literally speaking to me, and she was just like, sometimes you just have to relax. Like sometimes, like, you are a good person, you try to do this, you try to go above and beyond, but sometimes you have to focus on you. Like, I feel like I literally just been running myself ragged, trying to make sure everything is okay and lining up. This is good. My family's good. And I'm just pouring out an empty cup. I haven't recharged. I mean, I've been praying. I've been doing what I'm supposed to do, but it gotta be some balance.
It's y'all can say it's both. You gotta do both.
It has to be some balance.
Yeah.
So like, how you gonna? It's all about perspective. Because at the end of the day, I can't tell you one time God hasn't come for me. I couldn't tell you one time that something has come up and I haven't been able to pay for it. So why do I allow myself, or why do I allow the enemy to make me forget who God was?
Why do you?
Why? Like, why do we do that? I was literally, my devotion today, it was basically, I want to say it was Deuteronomy 7 and 9. And y'all go look it up. But he was basically saying, like, as Christians, like, we have short-term memory. He was using the analogy of, I want to say it was Finding Nemo. He has 3 sons. And you know how Dory, like, she always forget. Like, she just forget. And sometimes as Christians, we forget, like, how, just as simple as last week. Like, I was going through something and God, he made a way. Today, I could wake up and it's like, you forgot how he made a way in that moment. Why you think he ain't gonna do it now?
Right. He's never been a one-time God.
It's never been.
Never.
It never
gave.
It never gave that. So
yeah.
Why do we feel like we have to figure so much out? Like, we are literally just wasting away.
I don't want that pressure. You know what I'm saying? That I'm putting on myself. Like, I don't want to be trying to do something that's above my pay grade. It ain't for me to figure it out. It's just for me to be obedient.
Exactly.
Just do the things that he has asked me to do and let him do the rest.
Exactly.
But if I'm too busy trying to do what he's supposed to be doing, of course I'm going to be tired all the time and sad all the time and anxious and worried because at that point I'm putting my faith and my trust in myself.
Yourself.
And I know I ain't going to come through because I know me. I am unreliable, okay, when it comes to that type of thing. But he is not. So why? It's really insane. It's really insane because why not put your trust in somebody you know gonna come through for you? Exactly. Instead, you trying to figure it out yourself and putting your trust in yourself, knowing doggone well yourself. You ain't got no PowerPoint presentation to support yourself being able to come through. None. No slides prepared. None.
Yeah. But you still trying to have your hand in everything and figure it out. And when I say I'm talking to myself, I'm literally talking to myself. Sometimes I feel like I just let the enemy like just play me so bad.
Girl,
and then he'll isolate you because he know your people gonna get you together. Like, I mean, what are you doing? First of all, practice what you preach.
Hello.
Every day I'm coming on here telling y'all how good.
Let it go.
how good God is and what he done for me.
Yeah. But when the camera cut off,
what you gonna do? You gonna put up or you gonna shut up?
It's definitely, I think too, like, you know, the enemy is so smart in the sense that he knows exactly what it takes.
And you wanna know why he's so smart? Because we show him exactly what affects us.
Literally. Because he know, like you just said, when you isolate yourself, to me, that's my thing. I feel like when I be having a hard time and people like call or text me, I don't respond or I may not answer or I'm like, I'll call you later. Why? Why? Talk yourself through it.
Exactly. And that goes back to stop focusing so much on yourself. So they might be texting you because, something is wrong, but stop letting that devil make you feel like you have to figure out what you got going on and you can't help nobody else. Because sometimes helping them might help you.
That's it.
You never know, like, you speaking into them, that it'll basically like slap you back into
because you saying some stuff you need to hear.
Exactly. Exactly. And that goes back to just remembering, like, remembering who he is. Like, sometimes it takes talking it out. And this podcast has been so healing for me. Like,
you can speak
and I for real, like, I really pray that it reached the right people. But just for me, this has been so healing because it makes me remember those past experiences. It makes me remember just how really good God is. And sometimes we just focus on what we don't have, but God has been literally everything.
Girl.
I mean, literally everything. A father when I did not have a father. A friend when I did not feel like I had a friend to call on.
It's a protector for me. You know how many times we get in the car and drive. I'm talking about, because we road runners. We go see y'all. I'm going to go see my mama. If I don't do nothing else, I'm going to go see my mama. I'm going to go see my family in Arkansas. We always on that road. And I just, hearing on the news about 18-wheelers turned over and, 6-car pileup, just so many things that he has protected us from. It's that part for me.
Exactly.
Because it could be me. But he just didn't see fit for that to be a part of my story. And for that, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Because some people lose their lives, y'all, in the car. Literally, like, you pass by accidents all the time. Or just people being in car accidents and their car get totaled and they don't know what they're going to do next. Like, you may not have insurance or the insurance may not cover for you to get a new car. Like, what you going to do? You still got to get to work. What you going to do without your car? Just, all of that. He's a healer.
A way maker. You gonna cry on him? That's okay.
It took me 5 episodes
to cry. And we are criers.
I don't know. My mama sent me this article, and I can't even remember who the man was that wrote it. If I can remember, I'll put it on in the description. But it was basically like, 20 things I've learned in my lifetime or something like that. And one of the things he said was, if you were to put all of your problems down, like if you were in a group of people and everybody put their problems down in a pile, you gonna pick yours back up when you see the problems that everybody else have.
That's deep.
And that right there,
that's deep.
You absolutely right. I want my problems back because, and that's not to diminish what I go through, because I feel like sometimes, people try to say like, oh girl, that ain't that bad, or it's not giving that, because don't do me like that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the moment it's a lot. It's a big deal to me, and we're gonna treat it as such. But in the grand scheme of things, in the bigger picture, in the plan that God has for my life, like these things that are happening right now are nothing compared to what I'm gonna be getting on the other side of this.
Exactly. And the fact that how hard we be fighting, the bigger the fight, the bigger the reward. And I am a living witness of that. Like, I literally been struggling these 3 weeks, but I know God has something good for me.
And it's gonna be so much better than what you even want, like what you've been asking him for.
Exactly.
Like, that to me, that's the exciting part. Like, that's what gets me like anxious, but in a good way. Like, I know that on the other side of me having the victory in this situation, I'm gonna get. I don't even know what I'm gonna get, but I know it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
I don't even have to know, but I know who giving it to me.
We're gonna appreciate it so much more, because he didn't just, here you go. You didn't deserve it, but here you go.
Don't deserve it and don't know what to do with it. Because it's that part for me. A lot of times we want something so bad, and God know we not ready for it. And if he were to give it to us,
we're gonna mess it up.
And you think he's gonna give it to you a second time? And you couldn't do nothing with it the first time? That's like an insult. That's like an insult, I think, a little bit to God. Because why would I do that?
It is. Like that sermon we listened to today, like,
it was good.
It
was good.
My pick me up.
It was good.
Because it basically like, why you gotta know everything? Like, why why do you feel like you gotta put a time limit on something?
Who told you that? Who told you that was a rule? let's talk about that. Like, what are some things that you can do that really do like make you feel better in those moments? Like we talked about the things that we don't want to do. Like you don't want to isolate yourself. You don't want to focus on the negative. So aside from you not focusing on yourself and like helping people, what's something else that you do that just like make you happy, that brings you joy, that kind of brings you peace, whatever?
Worship. When I tell you, worship has gotten me through so much. Like find those songs.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes it's just peace and quiet.
Yeah.
But like really releasing. Like, you know how sometimes you feel like you giving something to God, but you still like trying to be like, oh well, it didn't. No, let it go. Like if it's as dramatic to the point where you can't get your mind off of it, go in your room and get on your knees and do what you know how to do, and that's pray. And really just, for real, like just giving it to God. Like if you feel like you can't mentally give it to him, I find myself like getting in the most vulnerable position, whether if it's on my knees, whether it's on my stomach, but actually just releasing it. However that is for you.
Mine is definitely like
it could be getting in a car. It could be screaming. It could be crying.
It could be in the shower. That's my thing.
Exactly. Like literally, my thing. I have a real tendency of like when I feel like I just can't let go. Like I literally get in that shower. Like I don't care how my hair is. Like
submerge yourself.
I feel like I have to physically cleanse myself from the top of my head to the sole of my feet. Like whatever it takes. And just really like zoning in and really, like I said, like putting your energy into other people. Put your energy into God. It's like just stop. Like just, God, what do you want from me? Because he's gonna reveal it to you, whether it's through somebody else, whether it's through a song, a sermon. He gonna tell you. Because I want to say it was Sunday. I mean, I was done. Like, I ain't had nothing else to give. I was like, you know what? I'm done crying. I'm done. But reveal to me, like, how to move on. Because obviously, I'm not giving it to you. Like, I feel like I'm giving it to you. I don't feel like I'm stressing.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just be on stress overload. It feels normal. So you really are worrying. But it don't feel like you worrying. So I'm just like, obviously I'm doing something that I've tapped into something that I am not supposed to. So show me. And I kid y'all not. And I like, for real. I haven't even told you this, but I put in, like, you know how like you search on your phone and like you slide down and you start typing. I put in music. When I tell you I did not pick a song. I just, like, I typed in music. Of course, I'm illegally driving. But Firm Foundation came on. And, I mean, I normally listen to this song, but this specific version was one that I did not listen to all the time. And I want to say, I can't even remember the lyrics that really just made me like zone in, but it was basically, I don't think I know the words, but it's like, rain came, wind blew, my heart is fixed on you. Something, but I'm going to make it through. And when I tell you, like, I literally just bust out crying. And it's like, it's basically like a slap in the face. God is like, I already told you how to get through this. I told you this last year on the 20th, January 20th. I told you that how you going to get through this is by worshiping. And I'm like, it made me remember what I was going. I was dark back then, but God told me exactly how I was going to get through this season. And it was by worshiping.
He had to remind you of that.
He just had to remind me of that. But just as simple as that, just let it go.
Let it go. Period. I need to add that to our intro.
Period. Let it go.
Yeah. I think definitely worshiping is a good one. But for me, I just like to write. This podcast has been helping me like be more confident in vocalizing how I feel about certain things, but that's something that I really struggled with at one point. So I was very quick to write stuff down instead of just like saying it. So I don't hold nothing back when I'm writing. Nothing. Like sometimes I say stuff that I didn't even realize I felt. You know what I'm saying? Because I just have been holding it in, or I haven't been able to like verbally say it. So
right. And sometimes you don't know how to.
Right, but if I can write it down, baby, that's what helps me, because I think that I know sometimes, you know, people struggle with being able to pray to God. Like you feel like it's a certain way you're supposed to pray, or you don't know how to pray, or you feel like you're not doing it right. Or let me just tell you right now, there is no way to pray. Whatever you feel like you need to say to God, say it. Just like we sit here having this conversation with each other, you can sit there and have a conversation with God, because he is literally sitting there right next to you, and he is ready to hear whatever it is that you have to say. Don't hold anything back from him. Like if there is something that you want to be delivered from, speak it. Don't be afraid to say it. If there's something that you're struggling with, something you're scared of, something that you want from him, like whatever it is, say it. And so for a long time I was able to write it, but I wasn't able to like say it. Even if I was in the room by myself, you know, it just was like, I don't even want to speak. Like, no, say it. So my thing is, that's my thing. Like just being able to write it out, write how I feel, what I want from him, what I'm scared of, what I'm unsure about.
Just what you feel.
Just what I feel.
Exactly.
Literally everything that I feel. And they be I'm talking about pages and pages and pages of stuff. And I honestly truly believe, and I know that he hears it.
Perfect.
He hears it for sure. And that brings me, peace, knowing that even if nothing changes tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's not all fixed tomorrow, I know he hears me, and I know he working on it. If he ain't already worked it out for me, he's working on it. He just waiting for me to do my part, and he waiting for the world to, become a place where I can do the things that I want to do. And another thing I want to say too is, for those of you who are like on your Jesus journey, that's what we gonna call it. I really think that there is a lot of importance in praying for a spirit of discernment. When you are a new Christian, and when you are new to faith and new to, trying to learn more about God and his word, there's absolutely nothing wrong with finding like a preacher that you like, or a church home that you like, or maybe there's a friend that you enjoy having Bible study with. There's nothing wrong with those things. But this generation of social media is very scary to me, because there are a lot of prophet liars. It's a whole lot of people in God's house telling you stuff that ain't nowhere in the Bible. So my advice would be, just do your own research. You don't even have to go buy a Bible. It's a Bible app that you can get from the Apple Store. Or
get your Bible, baby.
I mean, yeah, at some point, but even if you can't get there, start with the Bible on your phone. Because what I was gonna say was, that's so loud. What I was gonna say was, the Bible app has a lot of different,
a lot of good tools.
A lot of good tools, like, and the different, what's the word I'm trying to say? Translations.
Oh, yes.
different translations. So if you read a verse in King James, I know that's what a lot of us grew up in, especially if you Baptist. King James. King James got a whole lot of doubts and this is and this is and us is it.
And I just don't know. But
start there.
Start there.
And do your own research.
Exactly. And that was gonna be my next one. Like, I know it's hard. It's hard for me, but get in your word.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, like, I know it's hard.
It really is.
But knowing the promises of God is gonna take you so far. Like, how do you expect to know when the enemy is lying to you, or when you're lying to yourself, if you don't know the promises of God? Like,
you gotta know how to fight.
You got to.
You have to know how to fight. Like, you have to know what scriptures to reference in certain situations. You have to, like she said, you have to know the promises of God and what all that he said he would do regarding you, which is a whole lot.
Exactly.
It's a whole lot. When I tell you he ain't gonna hold nothing back when it come to you, you know how this it's a new wave of everybody saying like, oh, you God's favorite. We all are. That's the gag. Like, we are all God's favorite, literally. There is literally nobody he loves more than anybody else. So just like let that be your driving force to want to know more about this person who loves you so much.
So much.
You got to want to give him a little bit of that back. You got to. You should want to, and if you don't,
that's a whole nother
you
conversation.
need to, I don't know, something. You need to do something different.
For real. But the only reason why I said get you a physical Bible is because if y'all like me, I get easily distracted, and sometimes I'm reading my Bible and a text message just boop, and it's
that's
like,
fair. I get that.
No, this is God's time. Like, sometimes we expect so much from God, but we can't even give him 10 minutes. So, like, I'm making it a priority every morning. Like, whether it's, I try to dedicate an hour, but everybody's schedule can't allow that. But I want more of God, and I can't just say it. Like, I have to do, like, something has to be different. Something like.
You got to start somewhere. Like she said, everybody's schedule might not allow an hour, but just, I mean, even if you just do 15 minutes, like, you get you a little devotional book. And that's the thing, like, just as easily accessible as all the worldly things are, as is Jesus. Like, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Ross, all them, they got little devotional books for $6.99, $7.99, $8.99. Go get you one. It take you 15 minutes. It give you a scripture, a little devotion, and then a little prayer at the end.
I meditate on that all day long.
That's it. And that's how you learn. And I promise you, once you start getting exposed to certain scriptures, that's going to make you want to read the whole chapter.
You're going to remember. And even if you don't remember, just say you're reading a chapter. Like, I know I used to get so stuck on just not understanding or not remembering. But then I go through something, and it's like something go off in my head, like, I remember reading it, or I can go back to it and reference it, or I know that God said this. Like, God it might not make sense now, but it's a reason why you're reading it, and he's gonna bring it back to your attention when you need
it. Every time.
So whether it's 15 minutes, 10 minutes, do it when you wake up, do it before you go to sleep, and it will begin to be a routine. Just like you open up that Facebook app, open up that Bible app. I know, like, I got to a place where it was just so routine for me to get on social media, and I just felt myself.
I'm talking about as soon as your eyes do like this. Ooh,
like,
let me check my phone.
Cause I mean the notifications are there. Like, sometimes I don't even mean to press on it, but it's just there. But if you allow yourself to be disciplined, before you get on Facebook, you need to read a scripture. Like, I got to a point where I had, like, before I did anything socially, I went to my Bible app or I went to my devotion, and I did it so much, it just became routine.
Just like any other habit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Period.
What's something else to happen?
Crying.
Just letting it go. that can be a different good way of just releasing.
Yeah. And that ain't something you got to do every day. But I know a lot of times people like literally don't like to cry. Like y'all stop yourself. You stop yourself from crying. I'll never understand it. Because if my eyes start watering,
I'm gonna let it flow.
every single time. And afterwards, sometimes I may feel better and sometimes I may not, but I feel lighter every time.
I feel like I'm really releasing it. And I feel like our generation or our culture, if y'all family like my family, crying is vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm okay with that. I'm okay for people to see that, I'm human. I get hurt too.
Right.
But my crying, first of all, I cry when I'm gonna cry when I'm mad, when I'm upset. But I really feel like it's a release.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm really like it's an offering to God. Like I can't do this by myself. I don't want to. And I'm giving you your job back.
And I'm sorry I even tried to take it. Because you got it. You are way more qualified than I ever thought about being.
Than I want to be. Cause
I don't want to be qualified to be God. I don't. I couldn't imagine.
Like, I really want to treat our relationship like I treat my husband. Like, I want my husband to figure it out. Like, I don't think he driving, he do it. You got it, boo. So
that's a great analogy.
Let's give God the car
driver's
back.
Seat. Mm-hmm. You got it. Actually, I'm gonna sit in the back seat because it's giving Uber. You got it. Just take me wherever it is you think I need to be going.
Exactly. I'm gonna close my eyes.
Take me a little nappy nap.
Hello. Now that's
another thing.
That's a real thing.
That's another thing that'll make me feel that a nap gonna fix it every time, I think.
Yeah, cause sometimes we, for real, we just like a toddler, we act out sometimes when we're tired, and that is a good tactic of the enemy. He gonna use you when you don't feel good,
girl.
When you tired, when your cycle
when you
on,
overwhelmed, and you got a little tickle in your throat, all that.
Oh, he gonna
definitely
come.
On the cycle, cause what?
He gonna come. Everybody gonna try you.
And the audacity be at an all-time high during that time.
Exactly. Everybody pissing you off.
Including myself. Like, because why would I even do that? Yeah.
That's when I want to stand that bed, but no, get up.
Yeah. Get up. That's it. Get up. Because the more you sit down and wallow in it, the more, like, the deeper you're going to dig a hole for yourself.
Exactly.
And you just not going to be able to get out. Get up, do something. Not. Like clean up, take a shower, go on a walk, something. Get something that requires you to move. Do something.
Call somebody that's gonna inspire you.
Yeah. Or just lift your spirits. Like somebody that make you laugh. Somebody that actually is concerned about your well-being. I ain't talking about somebody that every time you call, they just want to go to the club. They ain't ask you how you doing in a month or Sundays. Don't call them. Don't call them.
I ain't got no more people like that. I left them a long time ago.
You know, some of us have not graduated to that yet.
I pray y'all get there.
Yeah, for sure. Because you don't deserve that. You deserve somebody that just check on you every now and then. Just because, you was on my heart, friend. How you doing? Exactly. Hope you have a beautiful week.
Fire people who's gonna fill your cup up.
Yeah.
Got to. The world we living in.
Everybody walking around with cups that's got holes in them. They leaking out the bottom and just been thrown on the road and rolled over by the cars and just. I'm trying to protect my cup and what's in it.
Exactly.
And be very selective about what I pour and to who I pour.
And who I allow to pour into me.
Oh, that part.
Exactly.
Because every juice don't mix with the juice I got in my cup already. Your juice might be expired. Sour. That's enough.
And loud. Laugh.
Yeah.
Laugh at yourself. Laugh about it.
Mm-hmm. Laugh about it for sure. Because I know sometimes, like, you know how, like, let's say you having a long day. It's just so aggravating. Everything pissing you off. And so you get home and you try to put your key in the door and you drop your key. Normally, that would be my 13th reason. That would be the straw that broke this here camel's back. Just laugh about it.
Just laugh about it.
Because that's really funny. If you were watching somebody else, if you was watching that happen to somebody else, you would think it was like, girl.
Exactly. And show that devil that he can't win. Exactly.
Not over here.
I know for a fact, I don't know about y'all, but how he play with me, he gonna hit me in the smallest way, but he know it's gonna piss me off. You know, a wise woman once told me, baby, if you got to fake it, you fake it. So when they make you mad, laugh. Cause it'll confuse them. Be kind. It'll confuse them, and they'll stop taking it up. Cause they know, like, oh, this ain't gonna bother her. Let me just stop wasting my time.
And it's literally some people that wake up wanting to, like, they looking for company for their misery. Literally.
I see that every day.
And I don't want no parts of that.
I ain't your company.
I'm not RSVPing to your pity party.
Nope.
None of that. I'm not coming.
Don't call me, because I'm going to be positive. We going to pray about it.
You always talking about God.
Sorry.
Yep.
That's all I got.
You always laughing and smile. Yep. Yeah, that's what I want. You know, like, I started this conversation with just trying to find, you know how I've been trying to find who I am. And I feel like at one point that was me. Like, I was always the one that just always had a smile on my face, always making people laugh, always the life of the party, always the light in the room. I want to get back to that person, because I really believe that's who I am, and that's you know, that's part of my charm.
Yeah, this is just a season.
Yeah,
it is, and we're gonna get there. We're gonna get that together.
Yeah, period.
Because God is good. It is cold. I don't get
wrong. It's like 12 degrees today.
We can be mad, and we don't play. But
we may even get mad at each other.
You get mad at me?
I don't think I ever have. Honestly, I don't think I ever have. I was just putting it out there that yeah, you know, that's friendship, that's relationships, period. Just gotta be able to keep it moving. Keep it moving.
That is the encouragement for the week. Don't stay there. Don't sulk.
Keep it moving.
Remember who you are, and you are a child of God. And remember who your God is. He's a way maker. He's a protector, a deliverer. He's a provider.
The heavy.
Exactly. So get in that Bible and know.
And bring back writing scriptures on sticky notes and put them on your mirror. Because you need to be reminded. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to need a constant reminder. Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that. I need them.
Every day. What we said last time, you got to put good in at the beginning of the day.
Yeah, otherwise it's going to be a mess. And then you're going to get to the end of the day and wonder why it was a mess. You ain't make your bed up. You ain't eat no breakfast. You ain't take no vitamins. You ain't drink no water all day. You talking about you got a headache and you wonder why. You're dehydrated. Take care of yourself.
Let's take care of ourselves this year.
Yeah.
So what's your sticky note?
I think I'm gonna stick with keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Like, if something happens that upsets you during the day, take your minute, but keep it moving.
That's good.
You lose a friend, keep it moving. You lost a job, or you can't find a job, or you ain't got the job you want to have, just keep it moving.
Be thankful until you get there.
Yep.
That's what I got. Making a way. I'm gonna say, let's work on our foundation again.
That's good.
Like, just having a firm foundation, like whether it's in your household or your spiritual life. Like, you're going to have problems.
Mm-hmm.
The problems
They
ain't
not
going
gonna stop.
They
Not gonna stop.
nowhere. So work on building yourself up so you can have a better perspective of your problems. Because it's the reason why you're going through it. So stop focusing on me. God, what are you trying to do?
I'm gonna say, oh, why?
Ooh, it's that why. Because sometimes it's like, God, it don't even matter why.
It don't.
I'm here. It is what it is, and let's just get over it. Because if I keep focusing on that why, baby, I will never get to the solution.
Never. And I'll never get to what you got for me because I keep having to learn the same lesson over and over again.
And over.
And I don't know about y'all.
But I ain't going through it again.
I'm over it over again. I'm over it.
Exactly.
On that note, we'll see y'all next time.